Okay, we're gonna do a game real quick, like we always do, and then we'll get into our stuff. We'll try an 11. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot to put my head thing down. That would not be good if you did not get to hear me. Okay. See, that's what we gotta do. Okay. You might try pushing here, but then I get. Maybe I should have doubled his pawn structure. I like keeping my bishops on the board. It's going for an attack. Then next time I'm thinking about playing queen up here, and we got him. And then we'll play bishop there, and we should have this player. Get a plan, stick with it. If he plays queen here, we don't mind. Oh. Okay. Grab the knight. Once the move's played, it's played. After we place here, I'm just going to retreat my knight back and I'll be right as rain. Maybe I should have played here. This also has a dual threat. Right there. He can't play his knight there, because I'll just grab it. So he'll probably let his time run. He's already half my time. How's our stream doing? Perfect. Perfect, perfect. He'll just let his time run. Oh, he castled. I'll castle as well. Now if bishop there, we have knight here. Let's get castle, get safe. Yeah, just retreat my knight. He's gonna do a discovery on my knight. There's nothing really you could do about that. Okay. He'll take. I'll take back. And I haven't lost a pawn. also have this threat on d4, bishop d4. Also, bishop e6 is an idea. I know that looks kind of funny, like a funny move, but in reality I have this, and in there probably. Yeah, we'll stop here and do the French now. Alright. And onward upward, my friends. Okay. Let's do it to it. I'm gonna make sure that I get this right. Hold on. Just hold on. We will do this. We will go on through this. Okay, here we go. You guys remember this right here? E4, E6, D4, D5, knight E5, C5. Remember, we attack. C3, knight C6, the advanced variation, knight F, and then the old main line, queen B6, B3, H6, B4, C takes D, C takes D, knight F5, and then bishop to B2. There are several move orders in which Black can actually play this type of move order. If he doesn't want to do that, he could play Bishop E for the ability of castles. That's an interesting idea. Also preferred it to allow the E7 retreat square, so that's why actually E7 Bishop E7 isn't really played. They usually fianchetto and then do that, then they can retreat back. Hey, how you doing? All right. So what was actually played was Bishop D7. G4. G4 is an interesting move. Oh, good. I'm doing good. You can't have a bad day when you're doing chess. There's a B5 push, which is really dubious here. Dubious. Knight E5. Which actually we want to go to this outpost anyways. This only helps Black. We can go Rook C8, then Knight to C4, and what are you doing? You're actually helping us, so it's not a very good move. Knight C3, Rook C8, like what we talked about. A4. I've had this played on me. Queen D8, Rook C1, Rook takes. I believe Queen takes is the correct move. Yep. A6, Knight to C5 is actually a blunder. That's a blunder. Not a blunder, but an inaccurate mistake. Knight C3 is actually the best move here. The best move in this line is a Knight C3. But he played the not so best move. So wham! Bishop takes. Kaboom! Bishop takes. Let me see. What did I miss here? Oh, my bad. Not C. What was it? Did I? Oh, sorry. You take here, and then the bishop takes. That's right. Because I was wondering what I was doing that wasn't right. And then castles. And knight to C4. Now you have an outpost. He could play here, so be it. We can attack the knight. So like if play goes something like this, he really can't get out, so he's gonna have to come back. Then we play, and we pick up a pawn, I believe. Let me see, 2, and then we have 5, 6. He's got 5, so we're up a whole pawn. So he can't actually go for the pawn grab. I find that really interesting that he actually can't do the pawn grab. This is black's better here, I believe. Is that right? Yep, black's better here. So keep that in mind. This actually goes to a game. Let's see if there's a game that it goes to. Huh, interesting. There's no game. It's actually, there is a game that it goes to. Surprising. If you don't like G4 and it's kind of a little too radical, or too berserker, which I like the berserker, but if it's too berserker, you always have another line, queen d3. There's also one other line. Let me see, where am I now? Oh, we got Harry. I'm just going to put down the lines that we have. Let me see, is there anything else? Yes. Then you have bishop e2. Just wanted to make sure I get all of our lines and sublines. Okay, perfect. All the sublines are in. So now let's work with our bishop. Queen d3. Yes. Hoorah. Rook f8 or c8. This threatens bishop takes b4. So the line might continue bishop c3, a5, because we're going, you know what, we're going all in. We're all in here. We're like, you know what, he ain't taking our spot. We're here to stay. If he takes, we got him. Okay, where is b5? He doesn't want to leave that. So a7. We're like, okay, bring it. And then a4 is like, I'll lock it down. No, sir, not gonna happen. And then b4, and it's like, whoa. With mutual chances here, it's like, what did he just do? It's like, wow. Not fun. There is a problem in dodge, as they would say. Now let's take a look at Harry the H-pawn. Harry. This is a modern treatment idea of playing H5 and then H6. G establishes the move that was played before, G4. Not Harry, establishes a lot of space advantage on the king side, but it also weakens the king. So you have to remember, like what Grandmaster Simon Williams says, unless you own the space in the center, pushing pawns in front of your king, not a good idea. Thumbs down. Are from Care Bears, the double grump down. I like that. I hate to admit it, I do. It's my favorite show when I was a kid. I still like it. Let's see. Okay. G3. Then bishop to E7. Interesting move because we're actually getting ready to potentially play G, maybe even castle queenside, king b8, and then start a kingside attack. So there's that idea. H3, bishop h3, rook c8. So he's not castling queenside. Queen d2, a5. So we're attacking. He's attacking. Wham. And we take back. Knight c3, and knight a7, which is like, what? And castles. Let's see, why is taking not a good idea? Huh. Whatever he was afraid of, he didn't want to go down that line, so he strayed from that and just castled. And then bishop to e6. And now everything's fortified. Black's good. Approximately equal. So this gets an equal sign. Doot. Alright, on move 10. Oops, wrong one there. On move 10, there is rook c8 right away to dominate the c file. Yes, we do that. Development black is a problem here. If he plays g4, there's a problem, slight problem with black, but not really. But there is, if you don't like that, there's also one more subline. h6 right now is a line. Rook g1, bishop e7 to take scope on the pawn. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. That was a wrong. Sorry about that. Hold on. What did I? Did I lose something? Okay, rook here. Okay, gotcha. And then if g4, h6, that's right. Okay, now we got it. Rook g1, bishop east. This takes and also allows that to come to pass. Knight to c3, knight a5. Wow. This also, if he takes here, I know you guys see, kaboom. That's like, whoa, hello. You know, like, there's a problem in dodge again. h4. Queen to c6. Now we're again still attacking this. If takes, queen takes. So, like if he takes here, wham, and then queen takes, bishop takes, and his structure is wrecked. Knight c5, knight c4, bishop to c1, and knight g8, which is an exclam idea, because we don't want to open this up. We want to, at the right moment, come back and sledgehammer. So bishop, no wait, not that one. Here. Bishop takes the knight, and then d takes, and b6. We're trying to undermine this structure here. Bishop takes c, d takes, and bishop e3. And this is actually, hopefully there's a game here that it came from. Nope, no game again. Wow. It's really odd. A7 gets an exclam mark because now we have an outpost that we can jump our knight to, which is very, very nice. Rook C1, B5 was good, intending to actually play, remember, knight D5 and potentially bishop queen A6, and at the right moment queen bishop C, and then wham, we have everything we want. It's all Operation Go for us. Okay, let's see, where did I... After E8, this is the other this is the other interesting line that potentially could come to pass. It's so that you can implant your knight to G6, and then you have an outpost as well. A5, again, same idea. You have the same exact idea with that pin, and then entering in. A4 again, queen C6, same. A5, knight C4, bishop C1. It's kind of like some of these lines are exactly the same. And then H5, exclam. We're getting ready to just blast the king side open, and we're going all in here. And knight F5, and it's like, wow, because we don't need to take that pawn right away because he would have a discovery with his knight movement, and we do not want that. We've accomplished our goal. We've disintegrated the king side. At the right moment, we can trade off bishop takes knight, and then we got everything we want. It's a close game. We'll have yes, we have a bad bishop, but that can be resolved easily. So bishop H3. Where did I? Where? What did I miss here? C1. Hold on. I have C1. H5. G takes. Huh. What am I missing? I'm missing something here. What did I miss? Let me see. Hold on, guys. Just give me a second. A5. Okay, that gets exclam. A4, C6. C5. C4. Bishop C1. I don't know, it says something bishop to H3, but how in the world can I get the bishop to H3? There's no way. Hold on, let me see. Where did I go wrong here? I don't know. I think it might have maybe had some notation issues. That's okay. Okay, let's Let's do our bishop to e7 on, okay, bishop e2, bishop e7, castles, and then g5 with an exclam idea. Knight h5, rh4, knight takes, bishop takes, and f4, f6, with interesting chances for both parties. In my opinion, this has interesting chances. Very unclear. Castles, bishop e7, bishop queen d2, h5, Harry, rook d1, which is pretty interesting. So, and then g5. Knight c6 or c3, exclam, and then g4, and knight to e1. This actually, hopefully there's a game that this goes to. Yep, there's the game that it goes to, right there. Very strong. White nearly has to enter the variation of, let me see here, e6. Queen takes e6. Queen takes e6, and then bishop takes e6. Oh, not f takes. Sorry, bishop takes. Then f6. A to c8. Okay, c8, followed by rook to b8 with exclam, and then king c2, c7, and down, and we get the bishop. Bishop's trapped. So that's why he plays, rather than that, just back to h6. There's also a better idea, also, which could be played. Remember what we talked about? That move could actually be playable. But then white gets a really good move with knight c3, and which is strong. a5, and you got to remember this pin idea to get your knight to c4. Just keep that in your back pocket. d4, rook c8, rook c1, Knight G6, H4, Bishop E2, I'm at E7, G5, H6, G takes H, and G takes H, which now the position's opened up, which is actually an interesting setup if you want to think about it. H5 and then knight to H4 with infiltration, more likely to F5 with an attack on this pawn, which looks okay. It's not the best line, but it looks okay. That's why H and then H3. White loses after bishop to H. Bishop H3 is a losing move for white here. It's not a blunder, it's just a losing move setup. A5. Rook G1 allows F6. E takes F, E takes F, or G takes F. C3. And if you notice, the same ideas happening. We can also, if we ever need to play here, to enter in. Knight F, and with an idea of bringing our pieces into the fight. A4, Queen C7 with an attack here, and bishop attack like that. You can either come here or there with a pretty good attack. Rook C1, Queen F4, boom, baby. And we did see that, didn't we, guys? That's a exclam move. Knight C5. The knight's too strong, so kaboom, it has to go. It's gotta go. Now look at the center. Sweet. C2, E5. It's like, yes, we have done it. We're the best around. Our position's gonna rule the town, basically. Or rule the board right now. Oh yeah. You gotta love these positions, guys. Just makes me happy. Just makes me so happy. Sorry, F takes G, that's the move. Because you need something to lock this down. It's like really, really happy. If you don't want to go F6, you could do a game from Shirov, 2001. Knight to, hold on, Rook C8, right there. A5, remember again? Hello, remember me, bishop. Queen A8, Queen C6. That idea again. Rook C1. And then bang, knight to C4. With equality, my friends, equality. It's an equal position, equal. And that's so nice. I like that when positions are equal like that, because that really gives black a pretty good chance. If white can, this move, bishop D3 can be met by F takes G, Knight takes, and then d takes, and we have a protected pass pawn. f7, which puts this under fire with queen, and then potentially fianchettoing with a bishop, so we can get a lot of attackers coming down the pike. He castles, and then g5. This shuts every chance that our opponent has. Every chance to even get going. Bishop G. Remember, we're going for an attack. We're trying to win this pawn. Rook E1. Castles. Now we have a discovery. Wow. Queen D2. And then H8, which this was a dubious move on White's part, or Black's part. Rook A to C8 would have actually been a better move here. This is a much better move. But what's played is played, my friends. Rook F3. Bishop D4. And then Queen to D8. Of course, you guys see this is suicide because of you lose the queen. So this would this takes right here would be a double. Oops, sorry. This would be a double question mark blunder. So remember, don't just take. Which this position is slightly better for white, and that's sad. We shouldn't allow that to happen. Don't allow it to be slightly better for your opponent. Make sure that you take advantage and win. He takes back. If you wanted to, you can go Knight A4. That's a counter productive after Queen D8 though. Knight takes, pawn takes, and then bishop to E, and it's like we're gonna castle and we have a protected pass, and the dark squares are under our authority. We are doing good, really good, really good. See, there's bishop to E7, but you could also, if you wanted to, rather than doing that, there's knight F7. This actually comes to a game on A. Queen D8. Rook C1. Castle. Hold on. What in the world? Uh-oh, I made a mistake. Not that move there. Now you castle. There you go. Knight C5. And of course, we gotta take that knight off the board. Way too strong there. Rook takes. And then knight comes in. Now we have a double. And potentially, maybe even a triple. But I doubt we want to do that, because then he could push and win our knight. So, not a good move. Yeah. Sorry, E7. I don't know where I got all that. There we go. That's funny. Bishop E7. Knight C5. And of course, wham, you take it off the board. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o, what did I... Not knight D7. Queen D8. Ah, here we go. The castles. And now knight there. Okay, gotcha. Hold on, let me make sure. Let me make sure I'm going down the right line here. There's Queen E7, which they like better than Knight F7, Queen E7. It is. That's why I'm trying to figure out. Somehow my I think I was supposed to not that one. I think it's this move here. Knight F. Let me see. How in the world? What did I mistake here? I did something wrong here. Hold on. Hold on. One sec, guys. I apologize about this. But let me see. Instead of that move, so what could he actually play after he takes? No, okay. Knight F7. Well, that's the reason. This is I think I had a couple of the lines put in the wrong spot. It's my fault there. Knight A5. Okay, here we go. Now we got it. Sometimes if you don't have it exactly right, it kind of gets really odd. And then, oops, hold on. This is weird. It's not doing this. Let's see. Okay, A4. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm doing this right, because the line's not coming out the way I'm seeing it. So this is different. It says castles, but the bishop. Okay, so this line is faulty then. Okay, then did we just continue on with this line here, A4? Okay, that makes sense now. Sometimes you have to just, yeah, you have to read between the lines a little bit. Some of this stuff's underlined, and so glad you guys are patient with me on this because I'm still learning to read the sub lines. Okay, now castles and c5. And then wham, bishop takes c5, takes c5. There's knight f. There's knight, they like this line best. This line's actually the best line that they like. But there is this other line that could potentially be played, which, rook c1. Come on, there we go. And that's a dubious move. So in either line, it's dubious. Knight takes b4. Boom, there we go. Oh, okay, not that. So it did like this. Rook goes back, it's this line. Sometimes my teacher taught me that if you play out moves, sometimes you can see what the authors actually mean. And then you can figure out from those lines. And so I'm having to re-up that again. And I agree with you that the knight on h6 looks dead, but you know, it could in a little bit come right back to life, like that move right there. Knight f5. A takes. Oh, better is taking. Yeah, exactly. And then queen e3, and then you pick up. It's like, whoa. So back here, by pulling this knight off of this diagonal here, off here, the queen could take. Now there's no knight here to block the check with this. So that when queen d, the queen comes over to tactic, queen e3, and then there you go. And then this idea, it's much better for actually it's better for black in this line. But this has been a lot of detail on this variation. That's what he says. But it has been the most important line in the advanced variation for many years. So if you guys want to go over the advanced variation with the queen, you're more than welcome to go over all these and take a look at them, because you're going to be encountering this at a certain level in your chess players. The advanced variation, it goes like almost 7 moves out, and you don't have to think at that point. But then you get to a critical point, which is what we're going over. Oh, the link for the chapter, I believe it's, let me see here. Let me see, let me make sure, copy. Let's see if this actually works. Yep, this is it. Yeah, it is. It's really, it's an interesting setup for sure. You kind of have to be mature to just to study those lines, but we are. So we're good to go. All right. Wait a second. I don't want to do that line. We make our own way. Let's see here. 15 minutes should do it. Let's see how we're doing. Perfectos. Just wanted to check one thing out. Hold on. Okay, I just had to check and see if something happened. There we go. Come on. They need to play me. There we go. Now we got some competition here. They play kind of odd like that. Take advantage of it. Grab a pawn. You know, go for the knockout. Even if it's a side pawn for a center, you're still better. His idea is to play e5. So yeah, oh wow. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to, you know, play knight to e4 and there, but he would just take. So knight takes, pawn takes, queen check, king moves up. I don't know, do we get enough from that? We get perpetual. It's a perpet because if you take here, then he takes back, you come here, he comes up, you come back. He can't come any further, so it's back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. It's perpet. If you wanted a perpetual, you have a perpetual right there. But we want a little bit more than a perpetual, so we'll just retreat back. Yeah. I don't want to draw. I want to go for the KO. I want to win. want to grab a pawn and start hammering home right here as well. I want to play here, there, knight there, and then in with some pretty devastating attacking potential. Even if you played bishop, I would trade then after the pawn takes, drop a knight in. So we're doing really good here, guys. This is really looking very positive for our play here. This is still in pre. He might try castling queenside though. He's down a whole pawn. Should I get greedy and go for another pawn? I don't know. I just, you know what? Sometimes you gotta be a pawn grabber. If you could grab a pawn like that, go for it. We're massively ahead in development. We're like totally ahead of development. Okay, we'll do this one and then we'll do that one. We'll finish our opponent off quick and hard, and then we'll work on that. And our opponent's like, what do I do? You know what? It's time to surrender. That's what I thought he might play. Surprisingly, that's what I thought. Let me see here. Because now we have to consider, do we want to go for another pawn with knight takes? Is that a sound move? We can win the entire pawn side. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. I like that move. And then I'm potentially gonna, ooh, so he plays there. I want to leave my knight open. No, not really, because I'm going to play, I'll have my rook there. There's plenty of different moves that I can play. If he does try this move here, I always have knight takes, or here, knight takes, and then if pawn takes, bishop takes, and then you always can, at this point, bring a rook over, check, and then take the bishop. His king is disintegrated, and I will be able to take advantage of that. Once I get my other rooks involved, his queen side is obliterated. Do I want to win the entire house? Yeah, let's go for it. This stops any infiltration. The idea is to play knight here with a fork on these two ideas. I didn't want the bishop too close. Now we have a probably best would have maybe been to keep that there. But you know what? Now I at least have, I can move my rook if I needed to. I always got that as well to get my two pass pawns going. Never can hurt. Never can hurt. And there's no way the knight can come in. Bring the rook over. Let's see here. What do I want to play? Because there's a lot of different ideas. If he plays over here, thought he might play that move. Kaboom! Wow. Let's keep an eye on that. Or sorry, here, my bad. There. I wanted to keep my bishop though, so sometimes, you know, you can give a bishop, or what do you want to do? I always have this in the air. I can always move my king up too. Bring my rook over. You know, it's kind of, this is getting a little intense. We both have weaknesses at this moment. My weakness is greater than his. That's what we have to look at. Yeah, this move right here seals the fate of him. He was right to resign, because this move right here is the end. It's the death blow. Okay. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back, and then we'll look at your line, Fox. So just one sec. Take a look at this. You guys go over this, and then I'll be right back. Bishop d6. Which one are you talking about? Are we do? Okay, we'll do your thing then. Okay, good. Alrighty. Good to see you back, Fox. Glad you're back to come on the chat. The chat missed you because you brought a lot of interesting Leela games that we all learned a lot from, and we appreciated that. Let's see here. Okay. Gary's black, so let's take a look here. Let's see what we're doing. Oops. Okay, good. The stream's still fine. The stream is still good. Okay, d4. Oh, the king's Indian. Ooh, now it transposed into Grunfeld. You gotta love the Grunfeld. Sometimes it's more of a hyper modern line, guys. You're allowing your opponent to take the center, and at the right moment, you're gonna punish him for that. Not punish him, sorry. You're gonna take advantage of his overextension of his pawn center, and then you'll take it over. So he takes castles. So black's safer right now. e4, knight to a5, a6. This allows for a potential c6, guys, and then knight to c7, and in that way. You also later on have the ability of pushing c5. That's an idea. So more likely it's c6 then knight c7. Oh, c5. Wow. Excuse me. Oh, makes sense. Taste. And now, oh, sweet. Look at this battery right there. We're still doing good here. Yeah, white looks without any protection. That's true. Bishop d3. Queen c8. Rook d1. b5. Okay. And now our knight can come in with great effect on these 2 points. Wow. That's crazy. Well, I think his idea is to go maybe queen. Oh, he's queen. Queen can't go there. Wow, nice move, Gary. Queen b7 and then check. Because if the queen gets a little too greedy and takes, you get a rook. So now if he takes here, it's mate. And now if he takes here, it's mate. Pretty soon we're going to try to get here and then get mate. See? I didn't even look at it and I knew the idea. Now bring the bishop. Oh, nice. It's even better. Yeah, it's all over but the crying now. Because there's no way you're going to get checkmated there. You just grab the knight. And there's not enough material. Maybe you could try that, but so more likely here to move. And then with that, you, oops, my bad. You don't even have to do that. Just head on over with checkmate. Rook can't take. If you took here, that actually I believe may potentially be losing. Yeah. Probably should have tried that, but I still think he loses material after that. It does. Wow, nice game. Very nice game. Okay, we'll work on, let me see how we're doing. Perfect, okay. we'll work on some puzzles, or if you guys have any other games you want to look at, I'll be more than happy to do that. Okay, let's see, what do we got here? Okay. Well, let's break it down. It may look hard, but let's break it down. Let's just break it. Let's break it down into elements. Okay. So, if the rook went to f3, right? Well, that's an interesting idea. But let's see if we don't have anything else. Just, we have to slow down and calculate. Just keep it nice and slow, and we'll get this. Let's see here. Oh. Let's see. Oh, Robert. Oh, right. So it's Bobby Fischer versus Mark Tamiv. Okay. Oh, Sicilian. Open Sicilian. Okay. Let's see, what's the idea here? The knight's gonna have to draw it back, but now Bobby has acquired something, though. Is that he has somewhat of a Baroxy bind in the center, which controls d5 heavily. And now he's gonna basically castle, and Black's gonna castle, and he's gonna have to plan properly to get his forces ready for an attack, potentially something like that. Ooh, b3, b6. Now all the recruits are ready and willing to fight. Everything's cemented properly. Our pawn chain, that's under fire, and now we can actually do an outpost. Almost we're ready for one. Knight c2. Oh, hedgehog variation. Yeah, Black did. There is supposedly some good lines. Also, what's really pretty popular that was played in the women's U.S. Championship was it was called the Rat Defense. The Rat Defense. That was a pretty interesting one. Tatev actually played that. I believe it was on. She was facing Nazi, and she played that against Nazi. Bishop e8. Okay. And Bobby's just taking more and more space. A5. Yeah. I took a look at it. It's pretty an interesting opening. It it really is a solid setup for black. If you wanted to like maybe it doesn't take it takes a little bit to learn, but it's a really straightforward opening that gets you to a middle game. I've watched it. I've seen it being played before, and I haven't played it, but I watched a couple coaches or players on YouTube talk about it. Very fascinating opening. It's if you don't do the French, I'd probably say the rat would be the next one to go into. But you have to be okay with a very positional game because there's not a lot of attacking chances. You have to build up and then go for the knockout. Yeah, I remember what Maurice Ashley also said. He was talking that the computers for a while, chess engines, liked the French defense, and then they kind of discarded it and went more to a Caro-Kann, Sicilian, or they don't. I'm not sure if they do a lot of the Ruy Lopez, but they're more Sicilian and like the Berlin and that type of defense. Sometimes I've seen Lila play the Grunfeld, which is very popular for the computer engines. There's a lot of theory behind it, so they like theory, and the French is very drawish. Knight takes f6, rook f, d1, e5. Oh yeah, that's one thing that Grandmaster Simon Williams also said to do. Some believe just do a totally different opening. Take, like, let's say you do the French, right? Like exactly what Play the Grub says. What you can do is you can transpose, if you wanted to learn another opening, do the advanced Caro-Kann. And it's very, like what you're saying, it's very similar to a French. So what you can do is learn a whole nother opening by doing the Caro-Kann, which is very similar to the French, and therefore you could start building your opening repertoire by similar things that are similar openings. I know that sounds like, what's he talking about? But you know what, like in the London, Grandmaster Simon Williams says that if you wanted to do the Trompowsky, all you'd have to do, rather than move your bishop to f4, you move your bishop to g5, and then you're in a Trompowsky setup. So if you wanted to learn something like, because he says you're going to get to IM strength, and then your opponents are going to study your games, and you're going to have to be more diversified in a little bit of your openings. Otherwise, they'll be totally prepared for you and end up a draw. So you have to kind of diversify a little bit. That's what I learned I had to do, diversification. But I gotta say, my first love is French, and I, for a while, I played either the Grand Prix for white or the Scotch game. I liked those two. And then I found the London system and I was like, this is heaven sent opening for me. It gets you to the middle game where, yeah. It is. Well, like what we talked about in National Master John Watson, he talks that F6 is a vital move that you have to get into the French defense. It's very vital that you have to get in, and engines understand that how important F6 is as a break for black, that they will set up positions for that break. So H, Rook D2 is in knight. So if you notice, this is more of a it's a static game. Yeah, and if you notice, Jeremy someone talks about that when the center's opened here. Yeah, exactly. Yep. When this is cleared out, they call this is all the center. Or sorry, here I think this is right. This is what they're talking about. But this is called the sweet spot. These four spots right here. This is considered the center as well. That's why placing like knights here and knights here, this in theory you are controlling the center. True, very true. I have a feeling someday the French defense will come back with a fury, but for right now, it's kind of put aside on the shelf. But you know what? We have to keep it alive, guys. We got to keep it alive. So even if we're the only ones doing it, we'll keep the French alive, right, guys? F4. Nice. Bobby's going for the big knockout here. I'm loving this. It's starting to. There's no dark square bishop, so no worries for Bobby. F takes and queen takes. Loving this pin. Loving this pin. Back. Very positional game. Now you gotta move. The queen came in. Bishop takes. Rook takes. Nice. Now we've come to a critical point in the setup, if you want to think about it, in the middle game. There's an imbalance. I had to remember there for a second. The difference is black has a knight and white has a bishop. So the imbalance is excuse me. The imbalance, like I said, knight and bishop. But Bobby has also more spatial control in the center. So e5, and then now here comes the attack. Takes, and then queen takes. This bishop protects D. So even if the queen took here and takes, there's no infiltration. Even if he tried this here, you always can actually backrick mate your opponent. This bishop is like insanely powerful. That's crazy. That was dubious. Should go for the knockout. A5. Nice. He gets right in between, in behind the pawn. And yeah, this is resignable right now. Yeah, there's really black's in a Zook swamp position here. Is there any more to the game, or is this where they resigned? Let me see. I'll have to take a look. Okay. Let's just work it out to the very end, guys, and see what the engine says. Okay. So it wants to do, as Jeremy Silverman would say, the deep freeze. Really, there's no. Let's see, if you play it here, you check, and the king's gonna be coming in. So he'll come up here, and then the king comes in, and there's no way to stop that. So you take here, pawn takes, and then now you're attacking. So here, you grab the pawn, you take, he takes. So you grab that pawn. Now you're going for another pawn. You grab that pawn. And the pawn goes up the board. He's got to take. And then now we can mate him from here. Let's say he goes here. You just take away space. Kaboom! There's the resignation right there. So how we're doing? Perfect. Let's do we'll do a couple. We'll do like 1 or 2 chess puzzles, and then I got a log. Let's see here. What do you guys think the idea behind? I was looking at pawn takes here, but I kind of like Fox had an idea of rerouting the bishop, which has some really strong ideas behind it. What do you guys think? Like, do you think like bishop? Let me bring the thing here. Bishop e8. Are we looking at a takes b4? What do you guys think? Cause I'm kind of looking at those ideas. And some positions, I know this sounds weird, it's actually a silent move. Var Jacobian talked about silent moves, that so the hardest thing to find is a silent move. Yeah, it's weird because I thought of a forcing move at one time with one of our puzzles, and it was just like a defensive, just moving the piece back, and at the right moment then attacking. I'm like, that's pretty. You gotta consider D4. Okay, so D4. Okay, let's take a look. So D4, right? For black. Bishop takes D4. I know what you're thinking. Rook. Let's see. Let's do uh, the rook on F. F to D8. Is that kind of what you're thinking? Oh, that even works too. That's interesting to say the least. Yeah, so like if D4, bishop takes D4, and then yeah, bishop C6. That is an interesting idea. Huh. Let's give it a shot. Oh. Hey, it wins. It wins an exchange. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. We'll do one more. Come on, guys. We got this. Oh boy, 400. Yikes. Yeah. It was a good move, but it just didn't have enough. As Grandmaster Simon Williams says, it doesn't have enough follow through. It's not that it wasn't a good move. Okay, wow, this is going to be a pretty intensive one. Usually when there's only 400 games, that means that this is a pretty intense position. They're trying to get the points back for us, but we have to go the distance. Okay, let's see here. Ay, ay, ay. Oi, 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 let's see here. Okay, so he castled. What can we do now? I'm trying to see, do we have an idea is potentially rook F to C1. That's an idea. But I think that the queen can escape via queen a3, so I don't think that works. Yeah. If we go rook b3, he potentially has queen to c2. Oh, you're right. He can't, because, well, he can, because this is protected. Queen c2. If we come here. Well, at that point, probably best would be knight to bishop d3 at that point. But this right here, this line, we will add our other line. I think bishop to d3 potentially traps the bishop. That actually traps the bishop, though. So we need to go for a trap, and bishop d3 would be the or d3, sorry. Bishop, yeah. Well, then we just do this. If let's say he plays here, right? Let's say we play there, right? Then he takes. We just play rook takes, and then we just take back with our knight. You don't have to. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I gotcha. After this line. Okay. I getcha. I see what you're saying. You're saying that he'll do bishop takes f3, but then we play bishop takes c2, and we get the queen. All right, we'll give that a go. Trying to see what if we play rook takes c3, he'll play knight takes e2 check, and then king h1, and then knight takes or knight takes c3. But I think at that point, can we actually win the bishop, though? I think we can win the bishop at that point. And then, oops, I have to continue the line. And then queen takes b4. Or bishop, yeah, queen takes b4. The line would be this, I'll show you. here, 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 and then queen takes. Oh. Yeah. We'll try one more. Snap. We'll do one more because I want to get one right. Come on, guys. We gotta do this. We can do this. We can do this. Thinking if we play knight takes g4, if bishop takes d4, knight takes c2, fork, rook. Oh, sorry, I put in instead of C. Let me copy and I'll paste that back in, and I'll change the C to an F. There we go. So what you're saying is queen takes, bishop takes, and then c5. That's interesting. Huh, that is interesting. Very, very interesting. What does he do at that point? He can't check because our queen guards here. Phew. Wow. I think you got it, Fox. I think that's right. Is it because if we take here, he's got, well, actually, he loses if he does that. So knight takes. Let's take a look at this. Bishop takes. C5. Queen. Wait a sec. I don't understand. Hold on. It's okay there. Bishop takes, right? C5. Oh, H3. Okay, H3. Queen takes H3. G takes H3. And then G takes, so which one is it? Is it knight takes G5 or queen takes G5? Which one? Let's see. Okay, if we take here, he takes there. I'm thinking knight because you always have this little trick in here. But you may have, if takes here, here, there, you might have queen F3. So then he can't do that. Is this the line that you're talking about? Hold on, let me fix this. Let me see. There. I think probably it would stop right here. I think that'd probably be the line that it stopped at. So what, do you want to go for it? Let's give it the night. Okay, good. There we go. Good job. Okay, we'll call it a day. Do you guys have any questions on this? Let's take a look at the queen. Oh, that's the reason. The knight maneuver. Okay. Do you guys have any questions? What to play? Any lines here? I'll give you guys a minute to think about it. Because I know there's a lag. I'll wait till it gets to 12:45, then I'll give you another minute on that, because you guys might need just another minute or so, because there could be a lag. Okay. Perfect. Okay, guys, I want to thank you for all logging on, spending time, and getting better and improving. Remember that we have to keep pushing forward, like Hannibal Smith said. You have to make sure that you're the one that's pushing the position and play the correct moves. If one move looks better than the other one, just play the one that's the most safest, like the knight takes. It was the most safest, and it also had the most threats behind it. So we have to remember, we have to know our plan and apply it. We have to be willing to keep to our plan in chess and then do it. So that's the Bruce Lee thing, and we all have a plateau. Our mind says we can only go so far. That's not true. We can go farther. I know you guys can, because we saw the two problems on that puzzle, and we solved the correct one. We worked through it, so we can go beyond the plateau. And the limits are only based on us. We put our own limits on ourselves. So remember that, and remember, like, you know what? I remember Meet the Robinsons saying that you keep moving forward for one thing. You only look back to learn, not to dwell there. And remember, we're like coal. Coal under pressure becomes a very fine diamond. And then when you're put in that set of if you're a defender, attacker, or a positional player, you'll shine when that light hits. That moment when you're up on that stage and you play that winning move. Booyah, baby, yeah. Okay, and remember what we say. We hang up our coat, we hang up our hat, we sit down, and we do the problems and study when most won't. And that makes all the difference. Okay, I'll leave you guys with that. And as Wesley So says, through the Lord Jesus, as I say, God bless, and I'll see you guys next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, and evening, guys, and Lord willing, I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll continue to go over our French and get better in the French. And we'll do some games, and congrats, 100% on our games today. We're getting better on our tactics. We'll improve, not to worry. Keep pushing forward. Go Team Chess Cruncher. Great job, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow, okay? 2 thumbs up. Bye-bye, guys.